wanted to share one of my designs that I've designed a number of years ago, and during that time I made about 4 of this mirror design. It's one of actually my favorite designs. First one I made sits in our bedroom. I thought I would show it because it incorporates kind of an interesting way of making a piece. It started out, now this is not the mirror frame, but it started out making a half pattern. And then since this is very symmetric, I drew a full-size pattern. So let me toss this over here. Some of the points, details I'd like to show is that this is actually not carved in the sense that having a frame and then just carving all the shapes. That would be hard and difficult, and it would be really hard to get in here and sand and clean up. So my thought was that I would make it in parts. I have over here a half scale. And the reason I have this, I wanted to show a group how I go about doing this. So I made a half scale that I hope relatively soon I'll finish this piece. It starts out like this. So this is represents the whole mirror frame. Now I have pieces that represent this piece here. You could see that. And that goes right there. That goes right there. Now, I can screw it in the back to hold it in place so that I can trace it out and fit it. So once I actually polish that up, I can then trace that out and fit it. One of the things I do often is I book match, meaning I normally take a nice piece, similar grain, cut down the center, and now I have 2 pieces. So if I open up this way, I have 2 pieces like that. So now this grain and this grain matched. So here, that's exactly what I did with this piece and over here with this piece. So now those 2 pieces really match. I did the same thing with this piece and vice versa with those pieces. Now to get these pretty identical, what I try to do is put some paper, and glue, and clamp them together like that. And now I can put them in a vise and work on them and clean them up so that they're identical. Then I can break those apart and use one for one side and then one for the other side. Now, as you can see, that's it glued up. That's my example. This hasn't been totally finished and cleaned up, and it's not separated. But I wanted to do this. This is a lot closer. And I'm going to put that there. And this here. Now, when I can screw these in place with paper here, screw that in place so that it's tight. Then I can take a sharp knife and cut the paper pattern. So, this was like one that I did for a walnut. It's a lot bigger, but you can see the paper pattern. Now all I have to do is clean this up to the pattern, which I can do. And I could also work on it to shape it by putting it in my vise. You probably realize that You can either hot glue that or, again, glue, paper, glue, and then snap that off. So this little mandrel will allow me to then shape this, and then you get the idea. Then these are about ready to be shaped, and I think I even drew, this was top left, so I think this is going to go in here if I have my left and my right's right, or if I have my top, that may be my top. But you can see how that goes. So then I can clamp everything together. The screws help position it, put glue, put clamps, and just do some cleanup. And voila, there's the mirror.